Hello, welcome to Conversation with Abikiola. I'm Abikiola Makinde, and today I'm here with my darling Sunkanmi. Hello, Sunkanmi, good to have you today.
It's been a while though.
Yeah, I know, right? And today, guess what we're talking about? We want to know if indeed monogamy is natural or purely social construct. And let me say this from this angle, because as someone like me, you two have been married for quite a while. As someone like me who has been married for quite a while, I think it would be so disingenuous to deny the numerous benefits of monogamous relationship, right? However, I also cannot deny that over time, there is this sense of sexual and emotional dissatisfaction that comes with it, right? Now, will it now be correct to say, okay, if one can feel so, even though you are in a seemingly happy relationship, the monogamy is unnatural? What do you think? I'm just wondering, because if it's not biologically ingrained in us to be able to be with multiple partners, how then or why then do humans randomly or oftentimes crave to be with another person? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You know, even in our day-to-day life, you hear people say, I can't keep eating rice every time. Even if you can make the rice as jollof rice, coconut rice, fried rice. No, pineapple rice.
That's what we had that day.
I like don't check. We like good things.
I know.
So, you know, people will tell you, I can't keep eating rice. I want to eat veg, I want to eat a bar.
Egusi.
So that is just, it happens when it comes to natural things too. Monogamy is not. We are not naturally confined to one particular place or to do one particular thing. Or possible. Even some people would say they are faithful, they are this, they are that. Yes, you can be faithful to your partner, but don't tell me once in a while you don't caution other people. Do you understand?
Yeah, my God.
Yes, don't tell me sometimes you don't caution other people. So it's not natural. Monogamy is not natural, either we like it or not. But we practice it because of our morals. Just to be faithful, just to stick to one partner for how do I put it? I don't want to use the word protection, just for sanity.
But sanity. Protection is good.
Yes, okay, protection too. Yes, I want to I'm only having sex with you. So I know I'm safe with you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. And you know you are safe with me. Yeah. So if anything happens, I know it's between both of us.
Yeah.
That is one. And two, for paternity
certainty.
Yes. So I know, if we having children together, it's the child is certainly mine. The child
and they are being protected from any rival. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so that is why we do it. Though it has its own benefits.
Yeah.
Yes. Benefits. Do you understand?
But the benefits are much. Yeah.
Naturally, we are not monogamy by nature. Humans are not monogamy
so
by nature.
Based on what you've just said now, which I agree with, funny enough.
I do. You agree?
Well, I think that, that's why I think as human, we don't practice genetic monogamy. Because I actually read that even in mammals, that it's less than 5%. I think less than 3 to 5% of mammals are the only ones that practice genetic monogamy. Unlike birds, right? But now coming back to human, it's very rare to say, okay, you are practicing genetic monogamy. However, I think that's why we are mostly practicing social monogamy. Now, going back to social monogamy, based on what you just said, do you think, because people in social monogamy also crave for multiple partners. And that's where you now say side chick, side whatever, you know, do you understand? So if that is the case, do you think marriage would have been much easier? Because now the rate of divorce is so high, right? People are just, the exit door is always wide open. Yet the the entrance seems to be narrow. The exit seems to be so wide open.
The narrow part. That's the part you understand that.
But now, if that is the case, that you could be in a very long time marriage or relationship with your partner, and you are still craving for, like you say, egusi soup when you have jollof rice, right? Yeah. Craving for another partner or that sense of belonging. Will I then be right to say, rather than having this extended on infinite time of marriage until death do us part, would it be right to say, okay, let's draft a 10 years contract, right? In this marriage, after 10 years, we can now review it. And I'm not talking about making a choice to do that as couple. I'm talking about legally, government saying social monogamy is now about contract, because it is about contract. You know, I feel like marriage in itself is about what is it that you are bringing to the table. What am I bringing? Yeah. Because I can assure you, it's just few people that got married because of love. Because what am I trying to say? That love alone cannot sustain marriage. So before you say you love someone, you are also looking at, okay,
is it going to reach you? I can, whatever you do.
But even beyond that, do I want your gene in my children? Yeah. Do you understand? Do I want, you know, do I want you to be the mother of my kids, the father of my kids? Do I want certain things?
Are you enough for me? Are you enough?
As much as I will be enough for you. Do you understand? Yeah. And also, what are you bringing that can complement me in a way that will make me feel whole? I am whole, right? Without you, but it will make me feel like better,
more complete.
Do you understand? Yeah, better than I was. So these are the things. So if you look at it as a negotiation, so coming back to the negotiation table, do you think that instead of having till death do us part, which is backed by religion, just come with me.
I'm coming.
So looking at it from religion always said that till death do us part. Yeah. So do you think if government had said marriage is now like based on contract of 10 years, every 10 years
you can renew,
and that will be up to you. But you can also say, no, I'm done with this. However, it will not be a crime for you to step outside that relationship.
Okay.
So that's why I think that rather than making divorce so easily, exit so easy, coming in, the entrance should be so difficult. Because not just the government, but both of you will now look at it. Okay, I can't even, let's not use the word cheat. I can't step out of this contract because it's going to be federal crime. Right? Mm-hmm. So if that is the case, I'm going to do thorough interview with this person. Do I see you in my life in the next 10 years?
Can I cope with you in the next 10 years?
So you can now see that if that happens, people will start asking the right question. Because before we started, you were telling me something earlier that some people just get married. They don't know why they're getting married. Yeah. But do you not think that people will now start asking the right question instead of being carried away?
Of course.
By just, oh, I'm so smitten, I love him, he's so cute. And start asking the right question that they can cope with within the terms of the contract.
Yes,
please.
Yes. Because that means it's just like doing a business contract too. It's what you want to bring to the table. Mm-hmm. How I can benefit from you. Mm-hmm. How you can help my business to grow. Mm-hmm. So it's still the same way. I can benefit from you in the next 10 years. Yeah. How you can impact in my life in the next 10 years. So people will do thorough investigation before going into it. Because I know this is 10 years of my life I want to spend with you. If I want to be with you for money, so I should know, oh, that 10 years is going to be luxury for me. Do you understand? Yeah. So I know after 10 years, I can go back to Badalagbaja. Yeah. Do you understand? So I think it would help. It would help in reducing the
infidelity.
Yes.
And also the divorce and all those negativity that comes with some marriage.
Exactly. Because I'm going into this contract for 10 years. This is why I'm going into this contract. Then the question of what are you bringing to the table will not be an insult, because I don't like it when people say that. What do you bring to the table? No. But in this case, okay, we know before we are going into it.
Yeah.
I know what you are bringing to the table. I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Then if I'm okay with what you are bringing to the table, then we can go ahead and do it.
And you can't go back in the next 5 years and now say, what did you bring to the table? You read you saw it in the agreement. We talked about it. However, 10 years is a long time, right? Meaning that you may have married me for my resources, and in 5 years, what if something had happened, right? All that should also manifest himself in the contract.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So at that point, because we are in the contract, we are not going to go anywhere. We need to now find a way to rally around the problem and solve it as a couple. Do you know? Because we are committed. Exclusivity.
Are you sure that would happen? That would not happen in this kind of a scenario. It won't, because I would just think, I'm just waiting for 10 years. Okay, this is 5 years, 6 years.
No, but that won't be healthy. What I'm saying is, if I marry a man for his money, there's nothing wrong in marrying somebody for their money, right? So many people are married today because they want to escape poverty and nothing is wrong with that, because I wouldn't want to bring my kids into this world to suffer what I probably have gone through. Do you understand? So if I get to marry a man that is wealthy, it's good, because I don't want my children to suffer. Right?
We are saying the same thing, Abike. I'm trying to tell you, okay, now, marriage now, you know, it's forever. No, let me not say forever. Like they say in church, death do us part. Do you understand? So when things like that happen, you see people, because I'm going to spend forever with this guy, I need to, whichever way I want to help, do you understand? So that we can review together, let this thing work and all that. But I don't think that will happen in contract, because I know it's a 10 years contract. I'm marrying you for your money. If by 5, 6 years, actually exhausted, I will just be there. When I know in the contract, if I leave, it's a crime and I will have to pay for it. Do you think I will not mind? I will not mind. Let's just go for it. But if it's forever till death do us part, you know, I have nowhere to go. I have to be with this guy, full, thick, and thin. So the next thing is, how do we walk out of this situation? How do we walk out of this mess? Do you understand? How do we walk out of this situation? That's why I say most people sometimes don't know why they are going into this marriage. Do you understand? Especially young girls, they just want to get married. Maybe because of society, because of the society. You know how society is hard.
The pressure.
Yes. Pressure
the pressure is always too much. Get married. That's why in Nigeria.
If anybody hears you are 28, they're like, let's shoot. You have to get married. Do you understand? So most ladies get married because of that. Most ladies, like you said, to escape poverty. Like you said, do you understand? So most people don't really know what they are going into when going into that marriage. That's why now the rate of divorce between young couples is so high. It's over 100% now, because by the time they go into it, they find out what they are going into, or what they are into is not what it seems when they are outside. Do you understand? It's a different ball game when they are inside. Yeah,
but going back to what you said earlier, that I was going to address, that they probably will just sit and say, it's 10 years. I don't think that will be healthy, because what I was trying to say was, if I marry you for your money, right? And in 5 years' time, something happened. Maybe something happened to your business. It should be in the contract that we are going to both be supportive. It does not mean that you are going to go into farm and start working, but emotionally, I will support you. Intellectually, I will support you. In any means possible, I will make sure I support us, not you.
You're right.
To make sure we get back on track. Because now children are probably exactly.
It should be in the now I understand.
Do you understand? Because that 10 years, you have to make it count. Don't forget you are also aging. So if you don't make, and you are aging, not only aging, anybody can die at any time. So if you are living your life as I'm waiting for 10 years, you might be losing out. And what if you're not living like that and the other person is in love? Because you are not going to fall in love is not part of the contract. Do you understand? So you don't even know if you are going to renew. What if you renew for the next 50 years? So whatever it is that happens on the way within the contract, I think that people should support. And I think there is so much confusion in this. But again, like I said, the social monogamy is so beautiful. It gives you this sense of security, this sense of a man can boldly beat his chest and say, I'm very sure about the paternity of my children. And do you know that in some culture in Nigeria, I think in East, it doesn't even matter. Paternity does not really count, because as long as you are married, whatever child you come home with belongs to your husband. Yes. Do you understand? So paternity certainty is not even African, or at least I grew up in the East. I really don't know much about you back in that regard, but I think in the East, this is what it is. So, but monogamy gives you that sense of, go outside. No, you're not supposed to go outside, but even should you do that in the old, in our culture here, any child that comes in belongs to your husband.
Oh, I'm hearing that for the first
time. But at the end of the day, it still gives you the sense of security, because the alley, the what do you call alley now? The outsider, whatever, the stranger.
The side chicks.
Yeah. Not the side chick now, the whatever, the guy. Oh. The person that is whatever with your wife will not have any legal or cultural grant to claim the child. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about when a man does it. But when a woman, yes.
Okay.
Do you understand? Belongs to the husband. Okay. So those are I'm not saying this part of this benefit. I'm just saying the sense of security, the sense that as human, it's very human babies, not often time, are always inherently helpless. Like they can't bathe themselves, they can't cook, they can't do so many things. So I think when a man and a woman comes together in marriage, in social monogamy, for instance, they help nurture their children. Because there will be time you are tired, there will be time maybe even in assignments, there are some things they will bring home and you are not good at it.
You're not,
and your husband is good at it. So those are the benefits, some of the benefits of monogamy. And that sense of the chances of getting STD if you are exclusive to one another is very low. To compare with people that sleep around. So I understand that, but like I said earlier, you can't still take away the fact that there is loneliness in marriage, or there could be loneliness in marriage, dissatisfaction, sexual dissatisfaction, emotional dissatisfaction, and which comes to me, I think it comes from, or you can explain where do you think it comes from, because I think that it predominantly comes from your partner being by your side, but they are not with you. It has a word. What's that word? I can't remember right now.
But all that still boils down to not knowing what you're going into, where you're going into.
No, this is where we are.
No, Abike. Before you know your partner, if you know your partner so well, I will know, oh, my partner is this kind of person that just is always, how do I put it? Is always funding with his phone, is always on phone, blah, 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 blah. You see, I said something earlier. I said people don't know what they are going into when they're going into marriage. And some people think marriage can cure loneliness. Marriage can solve loneliness. Though you might get into that marriage and become lonely too. Do you understand? It happens sometimes. Let's not rule that out. But most of the time, you know what you are going into before going into it. You should know. Let me say,
I'm trying to process what
most of the time, you should know what you are going into before going into it. As much as I don't want to support that contract thing, I think it's better. In a way, I'm serious. It's better in a way because I know this is what I'm going into. This is what I'm going into, like you said. So along the line, there should be no complaint. Do you understand? There should be no complaint because it's all written in the contract. You know now. You also
no, but those are the unforeseen things. Even in expensive, you have miscellaneous. So this falls on that miscellaneous. Do you understand? Because this is what I'm saying. You can't predict your emotional state of mind in the next few minutes. You can't do. When you came here, you were telling me how you yelled at someone when you were driving, right? So before you left home, power to die, you didn't know that was going to happen, right? So going back to what you said, I think that if you are committed to someone, it's their right that you pay attention to them. And I'm not saying you should be needy. You know, it will be so. And like in my marriage, I always tell my husband, I think I'm the pursuer. My husband is the withholder. And let me explain what that means. and if I have to look at it from a color behavior, like a red, blue, green, and yellow, I would say, I think I'm red. My husband is a green, right? So he brings stability. I bring gist. Let's talk. I want to interact. He wants to stay on his own. Do you understand? So,
but that didn't happen overnight. He has always been like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No. I will get there.
He has always been like that.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know that you are ready for that.
Yeah.
You can tolerate that.
No. You can't say you can't say it like that.
No, I'm serious.
No, you can't say it like that because through communication, things are shifting, right? Yeah, of course you have to communicate. You got look at it this way. Initially, or for years, he will sit on his phone or bring work back home, and I'm trying to get to talk to him, not just talk or like need connection, you know, that kind of stuff. And babe, I'm still busy. Busy what? Like, you can drop your phone or washing ball. I hate that ball stuff.
I love soccer.
But the point is, as years rolls back into years, and you begin to get it. All you need, sometimes you just need an hour, spare an hour to get to know me. Get to know the things that change about me. Invest in me, my emotion. I'm saying you can't know that from the beginning, from the start. It's not possible.
No, Abike, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is, these things, you know from the start, my partner is a green. I'm a red. Do you understand? Okay, and I can live with that. I know over time, sometimes even growth changes one. Do you understand? But I know from the start, I'm a red is a green, and I can live with it. So I'm going into the marriage. Do you understand? Over time, there are rooms for change. You can change. I can change. Do you understand? But what I'm trying to say is, you know, before you go into this marriage, this is how my partner is. This is my partner, and I'm ready to live with it.
No, I don't agree. And there is no way you will know all that. You could know the actual, you could know that this person is green. If you will, you could know that.
Yes.
But there is no way until you are in there that you will know that you could be so obsessed with probably his phone, you know. And I think fatherhood has changed him to and growth. Because all I was asking over the years, I need
just a little.
You know, let's just share your time with me. No,
Abike, you know, you see the problem. Most of us, the problem, the issue, and the mistake. Let me say the mistake we made or we make is the fact that we don't pay attention to those tiny details. You understand? You know, Kisheni, lo the phone, get glued to his phone. He might have just been doing it then too, like, oh, I'm busy, let me do this, blah, blah, blah. My own is, I'm not saying, you know you can live with it. That's why
I don't agree.
That's why you went into the marriage, because you know you can live with that. Or let me not use, you know you can live with that. Let me say it like this. Go into marriage with an open mind, knowing what you're going to. Fine, changes can happen. Like you said, growth, fatherhood, motherhood, do you understand, can change. But you would have known these things, that this is how this person is. This person is a green. This person is a red. Oh, over time, change can come.
I don't agree that your color behavior or whatever, your traits, is a good enough reason for you not to pay attention. Conversation, through communication, now we can not touching his phone. At least we are baby step for like 30 minutes and he's into me. And I'm looking at him like this, we talk. And let me tell you, if you ignore these things, these are the things that make women feel lonely in marriage. So now we can sit like this or sit this and now have conversation, deep ones that we were not having because it used to be all about work. So more from the beginning.
Only more 100%. But showing mistakes, you know 80%. Abike, you know 80%, either you like it or not. You just think, oh, I can live with it. Is that a bad thing? Do you understand? I'm just saying, okay, I'm saying in terms of the contract thing. It's a contract. And you are in it, you stay like that.
So
if
that's
growth
what
happen, if changes happen. But in this one that is not contract, that's why we complain, because it's not contract.
So if that contract will have solved the problem.
I will tell you, but you know now.
Give me my 10 years in my
okay, contract, you know in the contract that this is how I am, this is me, and you sign up for it. So don't complain.
I'll give you. I'll allow you to.
Then don't complain. But because it's not a contract thing, like the church you say,
people just enter with so carefree attitude that they are not even.
So they don't pay attention to those little details. Then when they get into it, they expect, oh, I didn't see this one. Oh, but I saw it, but I thought it would change. But I thought she would change. Do you understand? So that contract thing.
I saw this interview. One famous actress talked about. I can't remember. I think Jegede somebody. I'm sorry. I can't remember her name.
Yvonne Jegede.
Yes, Yvonne Jegede. That beautiful black lady. So she was talking about being friends with her now ex-husband, and they were so good. They were so friends. They were really friends, and that they could say anything to each other. How do you know this? Like she said, she could actually say something like you know, just abusive word, and the person will not even see it as anything. They will just jiggle and laugh and whatever. But immediately they entered into marriage, the guy started seeing it as a disrespect. Do you understand that the guy will keep malice with her for like 3 weeks or something like that? Even when she was pregnant, the guy was still keeping malice. So how would you have known that this sweet friend of mine that I can easily talk to, and that's why I say it's not. I don't think I don't think grass is greener in another side. That's another thing. Because if you feel like this person, all I ask for is 1 minute. When all I have is a 1 hour intimate moment where you just everything you do is about me, not just talk. Be with me, talk to me, whatever it is at work that intimacy means to me at that time. That can lead me to be amazing in the bedroom. I need it. You can't just come and touch me. No, we need to like walk ourselves to that point where even before you touch me, I'm ready, right? So, but if you don't invest that, you lost me. So going back to what we were saying, that there is no way she would have predicted that. So saying that because you know this individual, you should know that this is how this person is.
They know each other on a friendship level. The way you know someone on a friendship level is different from the way that person will be on a relationship.
So when you now say marry your friend, how do you now
wait? They were best friends. She would have seen him in other relationship now before now. So she would have seen it. At least she would have seen maybe once or twice when he's having interaction with his girlfriend. So she knows he's a Yoruba boy, a typical Yoruba guy.
Is the girl now Yoruba?
And I'm not sure. I don't know. But it's a typical Yoruba boy. And some of those traces, you understand? Just that she overlooked it because she believed they were best friends. Do you understand? So she would say, oh, he's my best friend. He can't do that to me. He's my best friend. He can't say that to me. He's my best friend. He can't do it.
Because I was going to say that means grass is not even greener on the other side. Because if you leave a man or a good relation, because a healthy relationship does not mean there won't be like there
won't be itches.
Do you understand? On its own, but if you now leave because of a slight and you move to another person, you will not get there. You now she better she be. It's just that I wanted 1 hour. It's giving me 30 minutes. This one does not even have time. This one is always traveling. So it just. Well, marriage is just what it is. So now let's come back to where we have to conclude today. We both agree that monogamy is not natural. And if it's natural, why there are people or some people practicing polyamory, polygamy whatever poly that is out there. So but the one that is widely acceptable, legally widely acceptable, is social monogamy. And I think regardless of the issues and the challenges of social monogamy, if you stick or sign a contract, I think it's just the right thing to stick by it. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be all rosy.
Yeah.
Marriage can be so challenging, but if you sign a monogamous relationship contract, is the right of your spouse to get offended when you step outside, and that will be called infidelity. So to avoid the term infidelity in hanging around your neck, step away from monogamous relationship if you can. But if you really, because even though monogamous relationship is not natural, I know it's achievable.
Yes.
Do you understand? It's so achievable that we can enjoy a beautiful, blissful relationship in a very long time.
Yes.
So, is that something you think we should talk about? Because we're going all over the places so far. Is that something you think we should talk about that we've not mentioned? If there is, please go ahead and talk about it.
No.
Okay, so would that be nice to say, to call it a day, right?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for listening to Sunkanmi and I have conversation around monogamy not being natural. Thank you. We'll see you again next week with another interesting listen. Please, don't forget to comment, share your own opinion. We could be wrong from your own end. The way you are viewing it, you can say, "Oh, I disagree with that." If you do, don't forget to tell us via comment section. Until we see you again, and like it, share too. Until we see you again next week. Bye for now.